since we are a developing country, so I think public transportation is not that much, it's not up to the level of developed countries. So, but I think the current government is now doing a lot of renovations and road developments. It will be, I think, good in future to have a good transportation systems. Now most of the areas we can go, now we have highways, so that is a good sign for the development. And if we can, like, I feel that it will be gradually developed, will be developed in future, have a good transportation.
It's good news for Sri Lanka in the future.
Yes.
To summarize, I guess we are on the right track, but we need to mold the future generation to be more focused, as you said, to go forward in what we want to achieve for a better Sri Lanka in time to come. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Being on the show, and it's been great to have you on Good Morning Sri Lanka. I think we've got a great message across as well, right, Banu?
Of course, and we've booked you on for another segment as well in the future, and I think I just did that. Both of us are going to force up Oshada, who is doing at the consoles right now. Yeah, Maya, we need to do that.
We have done it, Banu, and thank you so much, Lakmini, once again.
Thank you very much.
And for the development of any country, sports is also an integral part. And to give us a bit more information about a very exciting tournament that happened in the field of rugby, we have the CEO of the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union, Mr. Alistair Savaramuthu, will be on the show once again. He's a regular on our show these days, but it's always nice to have him. He'll be back with us on Good Morning Sri Lanka, so do stay right there. Good morning, Sri Lanka. Welcome back to the show. You're here with me, Amaya, and I also have Barney, the purple dinosaur, on the show.
Thank you, Amaya.
You saw him in the earlier segment as well.
Amazing. I'm going to catch you after the show, and I'm not going to reveal on the show what I'm going to call you from today onwards. So from Tuesday onwards, you'll have a new nickname.
Okay, bring it on. I'm not scared of you, Barney.
Alright.
Aside from that,
you confirmed it.
We have the man who instigated the Barney craze here in the studio today. No, he is actually the CEO, a very important person of the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union, Mr. Alistair Savaramuthu. He's been on the show earlier as well to speak about the Serendip International Cup 2013, which was just concluded a week back.
It was, absolutely. And what occasion, what an occasion.
Definitely.
And I got it right.
That was great.
And I got it right. I predicted the score for the first time this week, as it was.
See, because there were 3 matches.
3 matches.
And you predicted the outcomes of 2 of them on the show completely wrong.
Completely wrong.
Completely wrong. Because Madagascar ultimately walked away with the tournament as tournament champions.
So you finally got it right, is it?
I finally got it right.
And he said it would go into injury time, and then there would be a 1 to 3 point gap between the winners and the losers.
Yeah.
And that's actually what happened. Sri Lanka won by 1 point. And it went into injury time where
it went into injury time, and you couldn't have scripted it this week. You could not have scripted it. It was in a, the first game, the game against Madagascar. It was tough. We all knew it was going to be tough, and the boys just didn't get out of first gear really. And the Madagascans were fantastic. I mean, with all their animal support, you'd expected them to be right on it, and they were amazing.
They were.
And the tournament's just gone from strength to strength. So I'm particularly pleased because I'm getting a few nights sleep now.
Yeah.
Recovering. And I'm now thinking of the next.
I'm just concerned about how you predicted, though. Something fishy going on, did you?
Oh, no.
Time travel
you
by
couldn't
any chance?
predict that. That was just...
Time travel.
Time travel is
If I was ever going to spend another morning in your studio, I had to get it right. So I put some thought into it.
That's true. That's true.
Well, you deserve a high five.
There you go.
All right. So
high five
to give a recap to everyone who couldn't catch the tournament, I think I have to give a recap because some people, viewers out there, might be wondering what we're speaking about. There was the Tri-Nation Serendip International Cup, which was a tournament that happened between Sri Lanka, Madagascar, as well as Poland. And the first match was, Alistair, I think you should take it up.
It was Sri Lanka, Madagascar. The second match was Poland, Madagascar. And the third match was Sri Lanka, Poland. An exciting Tri-Nations.
An exciting
IRB stamped. And we've come out on top, as it were. We've come out very full of confidence. The team believe in themselves now. So it's a great warm-up in the, in the forthcoming Asian 5 Nations in 2014. World Cup qualification year.
Yeah.
Wow. Does this bring us closer to World Cup qualification, or
I think
maybe to the next World Cup?
When you say it brings us closer, it doesn't bring us closer per se. It brings the team a lot closer. They've got more confidence, and you never know. You know, we might pip it. I mean, the likelihood is we won't, but we might, just might, if we perform against Hong Kong, Japan, Korea. If we perform really, really well, in fact, you'd need a bloody miracle, to be honest. But if we performed exceptionally well, you know, we've got half a chance.
I saw plenty of miracles happening on the field during the tournament as well.
Yes.
Miracles do occur, so let's hope for the best. I think we would have a chance. Has Sri Lanka's rankings changed, Alistair? How did that work?
It's been up and down. I mean, we lost a few ranking spots when we got beaten by Madagascar.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure of where we are at the moment, but we've certainly beaten Poland. They're 28. Well, they were 28 in the world. We'd have gone up and then come back down. So, you know, I think... sorry, we'd have gone down and then come back up. And I think, you know, I think we probably are in and around where we started. But what it's done is we've beaten a European team, first time ever, and we've beaten a team way ahead of us in the world ranking. So it shows that we can play 15s, this being a sevens-oriented nation.
Yeah,
we can play 15s. I've said it before. The flag's in the, you know, firmly in the sand, and I think it's all about where we go from here.
Future looks bright. Future looks bright.
And what's the response been for the Serendip Cup so far? And what's the feedback you've got?
Well, it's been fantastic. I mean, the Saturday night up until about midnight, I remembered quite a bit, and it was fantastic feedback. And like I said, I'm actually in Dublin next week, and I'm with the IRB, and I'll be talking about bringing 6 teams here next year.
Wow.
So we've got a big ask. We're going to start early. It's not to say we will bring 6 teams, but I would like to go for 6 teams, 2 groups of 3. And so I'm with them next week in Dublin, and I'm sure we're going to get some good reception from them. Because, of course, they've got what they wanted. They've got an African team beating a European team, an Asian team beating a European team. You know, it couldn't have been any better for the IRB.
And it's just the fact the platform was never given for these teams to go head-to-head against each other. This is the first time that an African team came down to Sri Lanka. It's the first time a European team came down to Sri Lanka. So you feel that once this platform is given, then that the sky is the limit in terms of development.
It's a second-tier World Cup on its way. I mean, you only had to speak to Poland themselves and Madagascar, and they'll tell you just how amazing it was. Like us, they're only used to playing teams in Europe, Africa in Africa, and of course us in Asia. And the Sri Lankan boys themselves said it was just a completely different experience. Having played Asia for years and years and years and years, they said that playing Poland, you know, if that was an Asian team, they'd have just died. For whatever reason, the Asian teams must just, if they're losing, they must just die. But the Europeans, he said, they carried on and they hit us and they hit us and they hit us, and we weren't used to it. But that brought our game up. So, you know, there's so many good things to take out of it. And from an operational point of view, you know, we gradually improved and as the week went on. And for me, I was really, really happy with how it went. All the operational team that were involved did a fantastic job.
And the last time you were on the show, you were speaking about the fact that you're going to take a bit of time off from running around organising the event and really look at how the Sri Lankan team was doing in terms of technique and things. So what are your findings so far?
Well, you know what? I tried my best. I couldn't. I just literally. I promise you. I've got the videos in my bag. I'm going to watch a couple of videos with matches. But from what I saw, the defence was immense. The national team, the defence was immense. And in my experience as a player, you know, if you can turn a defence into an offensive weapon, you're going to win the game. Because if somebody's running at you at full speed and they're getting whacked even harder than what they're whacking them, they ain't going to be doing it too often. And I think the Poles really got battered. I think they got battered in defence, and just seeing some of the boys, the missiles going into them.
Wow.
And I just, you know, I almost felt I was playing at one point with 10 minutes to go. With 10 minutes to go, I lost my voice.
Usual symptoms.
I was shouting to the timekeeper, come on, how long to go, for crying out loud, you know.
And then your heart stops beating as soon as
don't say
Poland...
that, because it has done that before, so don't say that. But no, but you know, you're thinking, that one point, I promise you, that for me, that one point was the difference between Sri Lanka having a big future as opposed to a future. Promise you. That one point, we'll look back in history, and that one point for me is a defining moment.
That could be the turning point for the future, I think, for Sri Lanka rugby. Yeah?
No, in my mind, there's no question.
Wow.
It is affirmative.
Exactly what we wanted, right? To get out of this tournament, for a taste of that glory to come for
so
the
I think
Sri
we
Lankan
achieved
team.
the main goal, I think, Abaya, to get into the real world, and then maybe, as you said, you know, one day play for the World Cup, yeah?
I think 2019, I think we'll be in the World Cup. I've got, listen, I've said so many times, if they allow me to do my job, that's all I say, you allow me to do my job and you allow others that I bring in also to do their job, then this country will be successful. I can guarantee you that. But if you don't, it will be as it's always been, and that's the reality. And also, you know, I've said it before, commercial success. Professional sport is about money. If you've got money, you can achieve success. If you haven't got money, you're not going to do it. So to get money, you have to be a commercial brand, you have to be a business. So the reality is, we either make this radical step, or we don't, and we just do like we've always done.
And we'll just be where we've always been.
I like it. That's exactly right. I'm glad you said it and not me.
But that's not going to happen now that this tournament has happened here in Sri Lanka. Because it has been something that's pivotal in the development of
rugby. And the fact
here,
that you're there as well. So we're counting on you as well for the future.
Maybe I can borrow your Barney shirt one day. And
I will. Of course, I'll be there.
That's right.
Barney does a lot of things.
Barney as a mascot for Sri Lanka rugby. That's a thought.
So many fans in Sri Lanka itself, so no problem at all.
So what are your predictions for the future of Sri Lanka rugby now?
For rugby, we're talking about? For rugby.
Overall.
Like I said, if the union, if the people behind it, if they're really keen and they're really dedicated and disciplined to do it, then I think we'll potentially come third in the 2014 Asian Five Nations, and that's a huge ask. I think we'll be third in the elite group, and then we will qualify in 2014 as the best runner-up. They're my predictions. I think in between, over the sort of next 12 months, I think you'll see a Surrender Cup with 4 to 6 teams.
Right,
and that's
something
one.
Exciting to look forward to.
I think you'll see some international sponsors coming on board.
Wow.
It's a lot of hard work, and it starts next week for me.
I hope you get the prediction right, like you did with the finals. And
well, if I don't, you won't be asking me because I won't be here.
Exactly.
So if I'm here,
I think you answered my own.
I've got it right.
Absolutely.
And we'll be making a few more predictions as well as discussing about the future of rugby here in Sri Lanka, and especially after the Serendip Cup, in the aftermath, the great things that are in store for the future of rugby here in Sri Lanka. We have to go for a very short break, but we'll be right back on Good Morning Sri Lanka.